Hey folks, welcome back to the Homestead. My name's Lance, and today we're going to make a roasted chicken, but we're going to do it spatchcock style. So we're going to be cooking a whole roast chicken. So this is actually one of the chickens that we raised here on our homestead and did all of the stuff to get it to this point. This is just like what you'd get at the store, maybe just a little bit bigger. These are pretty big chickens. I think it was it's almost 7 pounds. So pretty much what we're going to do is the exact same thing. If you went to any grocery store, got a whole chicken, same process. And first thing, you're just going to take it out of the bag. Now there will be a little bit of juice in here. So I'm going to take it over, I'm going to wash it, and I'll be right back and we'll get the next step started. All right, so we got the bird all washed up, and I patted it dry with some paper towels. So this is the breast side, and what we're going to be working on here is the back side. So this is the spine of the chicken. And we're just going to cut it. We're actually going to use scissors, or at least as much as we can. And what we're going to do is we're just going to go right along both sides of the backbone, and we're going to take the backbone out and then go from there. So I'm going to flip it around and start this way. So a good pair of poultry scissors works really good. And then about right in here is where it gets tough. And that's just some extra skin there. Okay, so this side is detached, or almost detached. There we go. Then I'm just going to work on this side of it. Sometimes you need almost both hands to cut through it. But if you don't have scissors, you can do this with a knife. You can see there's a little bit of water frozen in here. I may rinse this out one more time. So we have our backbone removed. And you can see there's just a big cavity right there. All right, so I rinsed out the inside really good, got it all nice and pat dry again. And so one step that I like to do that I've seen some people just bypass where they just press down, I like to come in here and just try to give us a nice little cut in here. You can't go all the way through that breastbone, but at least that gives us a nice start. You can kind of hear it cracking there. There you go. So with the spatchcock, what you're doing is you may actually, some people may say butterfly the chicken or whatever. The real term up for it is spatchcock. So what I like to do is flip it over, and you can feel the ribs underneath where my hands are, and you just kind of fold it in. So now you have this bird all laid out. Now, you may be asking me, Why are you going through all this trouble for a chicken, right? Instead of just sticking it in the oven, be done with it. Well, when you spatchcock or you butterfly a chicken, when you stick it in the oven or the smoker or whatever else you're going to do with it, to me, it helps cook everything evenly. So if you've ever cooked a chicken or a turkey before, the breasts get done way before the dark meat does. So this way, it kind of all cooks evenly, and it'll all get to that 165-degree temperature in the right time, all usually pretty close to each other. So it just cooks evenly, and it makes a nice presentation when you get it all in the roasting pan. All right, now since we got everything washed and cleaned and put where we want it, this is when, however you want to spice it up, put any kind of seasoning, whatever you want to do. I like to start off with a little bit of salt, and this is just some pink Himalayan salt. And we're just not going to cover it too much because we're going to put on a whole nother rub afterwards. I could just sprinkle on a little bit of pepper. Just get a nice little coating on it. Doesn't have to be too heavy. And then we're going to use this Cosmo Dry Rub Dirty Bird. It is awesome for chicken. This is actually a local Oklahoma company that makes this. All different kinds of rubs for chicken, beef, you name it, they make it. And then again, however you season it is kind of how you want to. This is how we like to do it. But let me tell you, this works out really good. If you want to get up underneath there, you can. Give them a little deodorant there for the wings. Sprinkle a little bit there. Okay. Now we're going to get it moved into the dish we're actually going to cook it with. And I have several things cut up already that we're going to go with. Can you see that? So we got some potatoes, we got some carrots, and then we got some onions. And these onions are just sliced like you were going to make onion rings. And I like to place those on the bottom of the pan. And it just gives a great flavor to the chicken while it cooks and all the juices start boiling and bubbling. It's just fantastic. So since we have that there, we'll take the chicken. And if there's any other kind of spaces that you need to put in, you know, kind of put some extra rub, this is the perfect time to do that. So at this point, we're just going to go around and fill in with some of the vegetables. And if any vegetables don't fit in this container, it's kind of a small little cooking dish, we're going to put in another tray. Okay. Then we'll put some carrots in there. Okay, so we got the roasting pan all filled. We got our vegetables around it. So what I like to do now is just take little pats of butter, just kind of put it around the edge. I used about a half a stick all together. And then when this starts cooking, it will just melt down, get in all those onions. You can baste it throughout the cook. This is going to take about an hour and a half to cook. And that just gives a little bit extra juices, plus some of the fat from the skin will get down there and it'll start mixing in with itself. It's really, really good. So I'm gonna add just a little bit of extra seasoning to some spots that I messed up when I was moving it, and to give the vegetables just a little bit of kick. There we go. That thing is ready for the oven. All right, so we've had the bird in the oven for about an hour and 45 minutes, almost 2 hours at 400 degrees. It was a little bit cold. It was almost a little bit frozen right in the middle of the core of it, so it took a little longer than expected. But as you can see, it looks beautiful. Now, I did cook everything to where it was 165 degrees, so I have one of these digital thermometers, and it's raising up the temperature. Of course, right where I stuck it's not 160. Trust me, it's 165 degrees in there. There we go. So it's plenty cooked. It's been sitting out here resting for a little bit. So I'm gonna cut into it and just kind of show you how juicy these things really are. Are you ready here? All right, so. And the good thing about spatchcocking these, they just come apart so easy. So there's your thigh and your leg. The wing can be a little more stubborn. Just try and get that out of the way. There we go. There we go. All right. It is super warm. You guys can see just how juicy that thing is. So good. All right. Well, guys, hopefully you've learned something, and next time you roast a chicken, you won't be afraid to spatchcock it or butterfly it, whatever you want to call it. Let me tell you, it makes a perfect way to actually how to cook a chicken or a turkey or any of those kind of things, because let me tell you, it is perfection. Oh yeah, super good. Well, folks, this is how we do our chickens here at our house or our homestead. Hopefully, like I said, you guys learned something and maybe you'll give it a try. If you give it a try, let us know down in the comments how you liked it, see how it worked out for you. You know, if you want to try out some of the rubs, I'll leave a link to it down below. It's really good. It doesn't have a lot of kick to it, but it has plenty of spice and everything a little bit nice in that aspect. But guys, thanks for coming back, watching our video all the way to the end. We really do appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, go ahead and click on that red button down there. Subscribe to our channel, ring that bell so you get notified every time a video comes up. And from our homestead to yours, have a blessed day, and we'll catch you on the next video. Bye.